herzlich willkommen to Year 7 German Remote Learning Week 5. Today we are going to talk about our classroom, but before we do this, I would like us to recap what we did last lesson. So we were talking about teachers, Lehrer und Lehrerinnen. So our first activity is going to recap this. In a moment, I would like you to write down what teacher number 1, 2, and 3 are like. So let's do the example together first. You've got a picture with a name down below. You've got a smiley face indicating whether or not you like that teacher. And you've got a picture and an adjective down below to say what that teacher is like. I would like you to start off just saying what your teacher is called. So, meine Lehrerin heißt Frau Friedrichs. My teacher is called Miss Friedrichs. Then moving on to the smiley face, I would like you to tell me whether you like her or not. In this case, ich mag sie nicht. I don't like her. Once you've done that, say why you don't like her. Say because she's strict, she is strict, sie ist streng. Okay. If you want to challenge yourself, use the word weil, because we have used that last couple of lessons, and link these two sentences together. These two. It looks like this one here. Ich mag sie nicht, weil sie streng ist. I don't like her because she is strict. Make the word order with weil again. This kicks the verb straight to the end. Okay, so mind this if you want to challenge yourself. You don't have to write down all 3 of them. It is perfectly fine if you start off with the green one and then you choose either the orange bit here or the red bit, depending on how much of a challenge you fancy. So I would now like you to pause this video, do 1, 2, and 3. Once you've done that, we will go through the answers together. Okay, so here are the answers. 1, 2, and 3. Again, here you don't have to have all of them written down. You could choose either the orange one or the red one. I will move myself out the way a little bit so that you can see, because I would now like you to pause the video again and make any corrections in your own work. Okay, so as I said, we are going to talk about our classroom. So by the end of the lesson, I would like you to be able to name at least 5 items you can find in your school. Okay. You should also be able to use es gibt with the correct article, and some of you may also be able to use prepositions with the correct article. So let's get started with classroom items. I move myself out the way again. I will read out number 1 to 10 to you. Say the German word first, then I will give you the translation into English. Then I will say the German word again and have a pause. I would like you to listen to it carefully and then repeat the German after me. Okay, I know it's a bit awkward to say it out loud when nobody else is around, but it helps you keep the pronunciation right. Okay, so here we go. 1. Das Klassenzimmer. The classroom. Das Klassenzimmer. 2. Der Tisch. The table. Der Tisch. 3. Der Stuhl. The chair. Der Stuhl. 4. Der Computer. The computer. Der Computer. 5. Das Whiteboard. The whiteboard. Das Whiteboard. 6. Das Poster. The poster. Das Poster. Das Fenster. The window. Das Fenster. Die Wand. That's the wall. Die Wand. 9. Die Tür. The door. Die Tür. Und 10. Der Korridor. The corridor. Der Korridor. Okay, right. If you want to go back and do this activity again a couple of times, that's absolutely fine. And practice pronunciation as much as you can. We will move on now to another listening activity. Exactly the same items of wake up here. Now I would like you to listen carefully to which object I name. You don't have to spell it or write it out in German or English. All you need to do is recognize the sound of it, and then write down the number. Okay, so here we go. I start off. I will say every single item twice. You write down the number, and then we will go through the answers. Here we go. Das Fenster. Das Fenster. Der Stuhl. Der Stuhl. Der Computer. Der Computer. Das Poster. Das Poster. Das Klassenzimmer. Das Klassenzimmer. Die Tür. Die Tür. Die Wand. Die Wand. Der Tisch. Der Tisch. Okay, if you found that was really, really fast, then just jump back to the beginning of that and listen to it again until you get the words round, okay? Here we are with the answers. 7, 3, 4, 6, 1, 9, 8, and 2. I said the window, the chair, the computer, the poster, the classroom, the door, the wall, and the table. Okay, well done for this. Right, same items of vocab again. This time around, I would like you to write out the German word though. This will help you to memorize the spelling as well as the sound. Okay, very quickly, because of some of the pictures here are not quite obvious. A is meant to be the corridor, B is a window, J is a poster, and I is the wall. Okay, so I would like you to pause the video now, write down A to I and the German word, and then we will go through the answers together. So here are the answers. We've got A, der Korridor, B, das Fenster, C, das Whiteboard, D, der Tisch, E, die Tür, F, der Computer, J, das Poster, H, der Stuhl, I, die Wand. Well done for that. If you need to make some corrections, please pause the video, else we will move on now. So next up, now that we've had a look at some classroom items, we want to use them in a little bit more context to also say what there is or what there are, things that are in our classroom. So, very important, we have learned the items of vocab always with the article to tell us whether the noun is neuter, masculine or feminine. Neuter is green, masculine is blue, and red is for feminine. Okay, so very important, when we use the phrase es gibt, there is, we need to change these articles. So we cannot use es gibt with these articles we have learned. That doesn't make any sense and it's grammatically incorrect. So if we say es gibt der Tisch, really you can't say that, it's wrong. Okay, so here is how they change. If you have das Whiteboard, any neuter words change into ein. Any masculine words go from der to einen, and any feminine words, die, go to eine. Okay, that's all we need to know for now. This is how they change, and that's all we need to do. So in this activity, I would now like you to write to your pen pal in Germany and describe your classroom, because classrooms in Germany and in England are quite different. Minimum, I would like you to write 3 sentences. You can go as fancy as you want to, so if you don't want to stick to the items of vocab we have just looked at, you can also look some more items up in online dictionaries and use them. They change exactly in the same way. How they change, you've got up here a little reminder, and then I would like you to start with either this or that sentence here. In meinem Klassenzimmer gibt es. In my classroom there is, or es gibt, just there is or there are. Okay. As a challenge, I would like you to not only write down 3 sentences all the same, but I would like you to use some linking words as in und, auch, and also, and use some adjectives to describe the items you're naming a little bit further. So if you're saying, for example, there is a table, you could say there is a green table, or there is a big window, things like that. So I would now like you to pause the video here. Make sure you change the articles when you use these sentence starters, okay? And then we will go through an example together. Okay, so here is an example answer. I've got 3 sentences here. The first one, in meinem Klassenzimmer gibt es eine Tür und ein großes Fenster. So in my classroom there is a door and a big window. Here again, I color-coded it for you. This is the feminine one. I used a nice linking word here, und, and then I also used an adjective to describe the window further. Okay, window is neuter, this is why it changed to ein. Then we have the second sentence. Es gibt auch einen Tisch und einen gelben Stuhl. There is also a table and a yellow chair. So, you've got 2 linking words in that sentence. Auch, also, und then I used another adjective, to describe that chair further. Make sure when you use adjectives, they agree as in gender and number with the noun. Okay. Here, Tisch and Stuhl are both masculine, so they change into einen. Last sentence. In meinem Klassenzimmer gibt es auch ein Whiteboard und ein Poster. So again, same 2 linking words I have used. And whiteboard and poster are both neuter words, so they change into ein. Okay, well done. Some of you may have noticed that this sentence here and that one here is slightly different, looking at this little phrase we had a look at, es gibt. Because in the first sentence and the third sentence, gibt and es are the other way around. This is because in German, obviously, the verb is always in the second, there's always the second idea. So in this second sentence, we start with es, it, okay, and then the verb follows. In the first sentence, we have for the first idea, as in my classroom, just saying where. Okay, in my classroom, one idea, and then the verb has to follow. We cannot have in my classroom as the first idea, and then it following that. It needs to be the other way around, because the verb always needs in the second place. Okay, so just an explanation for that one. Good, right, we will move on. Prepositions. I promised you we would be looking at some prepositions and the correct article. Prepositions, as the name tells you, is just giving you information about the position of an item. So we've got some here, there are lots more, but today we're focusing on these ones. We've got in, an, auf, and neben. Okay, whenever we use a preposition with a noun, then the article changes. Okay, so the same as it changes when we use it with the phrase es gibt, it changes when we use a preposition. However, it changes in a different way. So the way how it changes, I've got here in a table for you. An English sentence to demonstrate what I mean actually is this one here. If we go for the sentence, the school is big, then I color-coded that here. In German, this would be just feminine, so die Schule. However, if we use it with a preposition, one of these little words here, telling us a little bit more about the position, then that the here needs to change. In English, there is no difference. However, in German, there is. So let's have a look at what it looks like in German. Maybe that makes it a little bit clearer. So normally, die Schule, we have learned that. Die Schule is feminine, so this is the article. Die Schule ist groß. No preposition here. It stays the same. However, if you want to say in the school, this here is a preposition in bold, then die has to change. It changes, as we can see in that table here, from die to der. So in this case here, it has to change to der, in der Schule. Okay? If you have a masculine or a neuter word, the noun, they both change into dem. So let's have a look at this example here. I color-coded this for you as well. So der Tisch ist grün, the table is green. Der is masculine, so we know what it changes to. Here we go. Yeah, it's in the table. If you now wanted to say the pupils are sitting on the table, then auf, on, is our preposition. We can find that up here, okay, in the box. So we know, oh, hang on, we can't use der as the normal article, but because we are using a preposition, that article must change somehow. Okay, then we go into that table here and look, okay, we've got der. Okay, it changes into dem. Okay, so it would be die Schüler sitzen auf dem Tisch. The students, the pupils, are sitting on the chair. I know it's quite big, but we would practice this now. Okay, so all I would like you to do now is to change the articles. I've given you the items of vocab on the left-hand side here, and I have color-coded the article for you as well, so you know exactly which one to look at. Here we have got some prepositions for you. If you want to know what they mean, you've got them up here in that little box. Okay. All I would like you to do now is to change the article for the nouns with the preposition. You've got the reminder up here, so you know what it changes to. So in a moment, I would like you to pause the video and write down how it changes. Okay, you may also want to write down that little box here for future reference to help you out. There is a challenge for you, because if you think, okay, that's easy, I got it, I would like you to translate that sentence here into German. I move myself out of the way, here we go. The poster is on the wall. All right, so I would now like you to pause the video, and in a moment we will go through the answers together. Okay, right, here we go. Der Tisch needs to change when we use a preposition, and then it goes to dem, auf dem Tisch, on the table. Das Fenster, new to word, changes to dem as well. Neben dem Fenster, near to the window, next to the window. Then die Wand is feminine, so an der Wand, on the wall. Well done. Those of you who have done the challenge as well, the correct translation would be this one here. Das Poster ist an der Wand. The first article in this sentence does not change, okay, because only what follows the preposition has to change. So in this case, das Poster just stays the same as it is, and then Wand normally would be, as you can see here, feminine, die Wand, okay, but because we use a preposition, it then changes to der. Right, I know it's quite a bit, so I'll leave it there for today. Well done. If you've got any questions, any issues, then please get in touch via email. You can email me at kmucker@johnfernley.org. My email address is on the school website. Last bit I would like to share with you is this picture here of a typical German classroom. We still have chalkboards in most German schools. You see that there is no computer there, or no whiteboard, no beamer, projector. This is what we do in most schools. We're still working pretty much with textbooks quite a bit. And what you might also, miss out in this picture is that there is no cupboard for German, in German schools, for exercise books or just books. Because in Germany, students have to carry and bring in their exercise books and books for most subjects themselves. Okay, so you can imagine how heavy the bag was when I went to school. Yes, so just a little bit to share with you. Maybe you have some other information about differences, some questions, then please email me. Tschüss!